Today's video was meant to start out with hairy sheep and then they end up like this. But that didn't work out because the day the shepherd said he was going to come, he wasn't able to make it. And he was the following day where I was away working. So we didn't get, maybe next year, get to see the sheep being shown. Yesterday the 5 Suffolks went to market, and I also took one of the originals, one of them yokes. That's the 3 lambs. What do you call them? Wensleydales. The reason was she was actually dry, so 5 lambs all we're getting this year. They're fine looking animals. Old scar hole is up there somewhere in the middle of them. I'll point her out to you now. She's at the front there with the 2 youngest lambs. That's why she's still here. She'll be going probably at the end of they need at least 3 months with their mum before we can wean them. So save for another day. The solar system doesn't have enough poke to keep the battery charged, and with the tall grass it's grounding out, so I'm going to have to keep strimming it. Just keep strimming it. Look, it's not that much bother anyway, and I have a pile of rush that it's well down, but if I keep at it, I can keep strimming this here. See the way the grass is growing up through it? That means it's not as tough. And if I keep the grass growing up through it like this, look, that there is, I would say, 70% grass. That there is 50-50, say 60-40% rush. Where there's grass, there's worms underneath it, and if there's worms, there's decay, and if there's decay, there's the microorganisms eating everything, and it's all looking good. We'll just keep doing what we're doing. A couple more years trimming it off, and I don't think I'll have too much bother with rush. Alright, sheep. Oh, the ears on them, they look cool. Yeah, sheep. You see me putting this gate on, and I moved I spun it around so that it's hanging on this post instead of this one, because this one was more. And only 2 days after I hung the gate onto the opposite post, where do you see what happened? The post broke on me. Just give it a wiggle. The reason the post was broken was because the sheep were lying and rubbing up against the gate, and I could see them looking at the hole. Whenever the post started to lean, they were looking at the gap, and I know rightly they were getting ideas. I seen the Suffolk doing it last year, so had to step in and put a stop to it before it got out of hand, before the post ended up on the floor. Be real handling. Kind of getting back to the main reason why we're doing this video. We have got the incubator, we have got the eggs. 12 weeks from today, we're going to be butchering chickens. I had a comment asking about it, so let's just do a quick walk around and then you'll have the information. This is a jig. Look, I was able to form the edges with this here. Easy peasy. Bulletproof. If you're going to be making these, you may as well make one of them, because then you'll not make as many mistakes. So it's a cage. It's 8 foot wide, 10 foot long, 2 foot high. It has 2 doors, one either side. This is all the same. The length sides all have 1 piece in. Call it the male coupling. The female has the double. You can make it a mile long if you had enough money to buy all the steel and the time to make it. It's made out of, I think that must be 40mm mesh. Thought it was inch mesh at the start, it's actually 40mm. Inch box. It's not very strong. These here are a temporary fix. I used my friend Connell's welder and P&R Early Plumbing to make up this cage, and he had bits of P&R Early Plumbing. He had bits of copper there, so I used a couple of 4 scrap pieces just to put it together. And there will be, that inch box on the inside of that is 20mm. So I have to go and buy a 20mm square bar, and hopefully it should fit. I'm imagining I'll have to take a wee bit of a skim off it, but it should fit. Whenever it does fit, it can't twist. It's pretty rigid. Potentially I might have to brace the corners a bit to give a bit of rigidity, but I seriously don't think it's going to be a problem. So we've got the 2 lengths we've got the two sides, we have the two doors, all interchangeable. You swap it inside out, upside down, whatever. These here we've got to go in here to give it a bit of support, but if you look, I measured it, I was an inch off in measuring it, so I have to cut half an inch off each side and give it a wee jiggle, make it fit. I'll put two smaller ones across here, maybe even stick a sheet of tin in, make it more rigid, because I have old tin there. And then I'm going to use this tarpaulin to go over the top of it. This is the first time doing this, so you just have to bear with me. If this prototype works, there'll 100% be more made for next year. And I'll go to a proper place that makes covers for trailers, and I'll get heavy, like curtain side trailers, big things with a flap in the wind. I'll get them with the holes, the eyelets and all in it, made to suit, that'll encase around, shelter on one side. But for now, we're going to just do it like this. The idea is that I'll pull this. Unlikely event that there's a dead bird. Whenever I pull it that way, I bring the bird to this side, lift it out the back end, saving the back. If I misjudge the spacing and I get to the end of the field, all I have to do is take this rope off, put it on the other side and go the other way. Then this side becomes the back. I think they're going to be that well cared for and no birds are going to die. You see? Now we're not in a field with tall grass, but you can see how easy it is to move. This here is pretty much a copy of the Joel Salatin style chicken tractor. His is a bulletproof method of rearing meat birds on pasture. If I was to buy wood, it's going to break down over time. It's going to have to be joined together via screws and glue, and over time, with all the jiggling and wiggling and pulling and pushing, twisting and warping in the outside, heating up and drying and cooling down, freeze, thaw, whatever, it's going to disintegrate for by touching the ground, and the worm's going to eat it. So I come up with the idea that I'm going to make it out of steel, because I was able to do it. I don't think it costs much more, but I'll never have to worry about it. I was going to get it coated, but that was just adding expense to it. It's inch box section. You can buy it for a handful of £1 per 7 metre length. All in all, 300 quid has got me to this so far. I'm going to use a tarpaulin, say 350 quid with the birds in it. It's red, rusty red because it hasn't been coated. I was going to get it galvanized or get it zinc dipped, but that's just adding more expense to it, and to be truthful, it's already going to outlast my lifetime. The many years that this will do, there's no point in trying to extend the life of it. It's already going multiple times over the price, over wood frames, if you ask me. Right, there's another wee job I want to do when I'm here. The idea is shock the pant into shooting these canes out. I keep talking about it, I haven't got round to it. Look at the length, they're already 4 inches long, so I need to get to it. You can see here, up along the edge, right around the perimeter, into the yard, right around it all. I've had a spray. I don't mind spraying. It's an easier control method. You know, picture me standing trying to burn all that there with a set of burners. It would cost you a fortune. Misuse is the problem. Use the chemical, but do it wisely. Right, so we're walking and talking and not doing much today. I'm going to show you this yoke. It's a 5-foot roller. It has an eye. I need to change that to a 50mm quick pin hitch. And then the idea is to go up into the field and follow the animals, trample in the grass, with the idea of enriching the soil. Now, I was going to make a video of me making one of these, but I bought this for £115 and had to drive 20 miles to get it. Not bad in my opinion. Why save you, give yourself the hassle? And in all honesty, I probably wouldn't have made it as well, because this is off a farm roller. It's probably ancient, but I don't care. The roller itself is it is split. It spins at different rates. Look. Zero turn, baby. Weights can be added onto the back of it. It's bloody well heavy, because we put it into that trailer and the guy was injured. I had a sore toe, and well, we got it in, but it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy for me to get it out either, because I had to do it myself. The plan is, when I'm pulling it over the grass, is to crimp the grass and to bruise it so that it dies, and it'll rejuvenate the soil. The plant grows up. Look at it like this, look. This is the seed head. Whenever it gets to that stage, the roots are out to here. The herbivore or the chopper comes and they whack it off 4 inches above the ground. The plant goes into shock. The roots die off because they cut back the resources because it's not needed. And then a couple of days after it, it's like, start to grow again. It'll grow up to the point where there's 3 leaves, and then it'll start to produce, at the end of its life cycle, it'll start to produce a seed head. In that time, the roots, it's sending out new roots, new rhizomes or something they call them, and ultimately grow up, contract, up, contract. The stuff in the soil eats it. The microorganisms eat the soil, eat the matter that's breaking down, and in return makes nutrients and minerals available to the plant to help it grow again. The way we see it is the grass grows, we put animals on it, and then we eat them. Does anybody know anything about vegetables? Look, how come this plant grows like this? Let's compare it to cauliflower. It's a different animal. Where do you see? Ta-da! It's not growing nowhere near as well. They're in the same soil, they're doing the same thing, everything's the same. Different plant, so it just mustn't grow as much. Yeah. Well, if it doesn't soon hurry up and start growing, I'm going to feed the slugs with it. In the last video I also got another comment from a lady called Elizabeth. How you going? She was asking me about slugs. With this method, slugs shouldn't really be a problem. I did wet the ground. Slugs like damp and moist conditions. I did wet the ground and I put it through a line out. I probably didn't mean to, but in less than 30 minutes I seen 2 slugs walking across that wet spot where they were making their way up onto this here. So they're in the grass because it's shaded, but out here there is nothing. Accompanied by the water, the pond, which is creating, the idea of it is to create a habitat for all small mammals that eat slugs. So slugs for dinner. Look at the tadpoles, look, they're getting big. I can see a few, I can actually see a few with small feet on the back of them, so that's slug repellent, that's what that is. If you know anything about that, let me know. I have no idea where this video is going. The intention was to put eggs into an incubator, but I have a few things to do just before I get that length. I've showed you the sheep. I've showed you where the chicks will go to at the point they're 3 weeks old, whenever the main feathers start to come out on them. I showed you, give you an update on the garden. I've asked you a couple of questions about why the cauliflower is not doing as well as the broccoli. I think that's what it is. I don't know, because whenever I first planted it I didn't have any labels. I just stuck them in and then got mixed up, but I kept them all all the same, the genders, whatever you call them. I've watered the plants. I'm still talking. Right, let's go to the house and I'll show you where the incubator is. I'm going to do them at the house because I have no power up here yet, but it'll be the only year. It'll be the only year I've no power up here. Now we're home. What do I say? It might be a bit dark, but at least the lights aren't flickering. Right, look. Show these guys the incubator, boss. Say incubator.
Incubator.
Right, look. This is the incubator here. I have already started it up. I wanted to see how long it goes. It's a 2-hour cycle. It sits at 37, 38 degrees for the duration of the eggs being formed. It's a 71 degrees humidity. 71% humidity. And let's take it into the house where we have better light and a table to work off. Right, going in out of the way. Oh, this is the yolk. Let's have a look inside and I'll show you what it's about. There's the workings of it all. The idea is that whenever you look in there, they rotate every 2 hours to do this. 70 fertilized eggs ready to go in. They've been sitting for 2 to 3 days, probably, maybe 3 to 4 by the time you get round to it. But it should still be good. Look at this. Do I have to cut it?
No. I don't know how to use my...
Ivor! Do you want to help me do the eggs? Let's load the eggs together. Yo bros, in the house.
I want to put the eggs in.
Yeah, but we're going to do it slowly and we're going to do it carefully. And I'm going to explain what I've been taught about how to do eggs.
From YouTube.
No, from the egg producer, the farmer. No touching, careful, wait. No touching, wait. Where's the pointy side?
At the bottom.
Pointy side at the bottom. Every side has a flat side and a pointy bit. At the top, there's an air pocket. Do you hear this? So whenever the chick starts breathing, he breathes through the air pocket.
Yeah.
If you turn that upside down, it'll not develop right. So we need to keep all the eggs like this, and then we're going to put them into the thing like this. Okay? Wait a minute. Bring them over. Oh, good job, Arlo. Oh, turn it around that way. Good job. Oh, Arlo's flying. He's a natural at this.
This is the bottom.
Yeah, go.
The point.
No,
The bottom.
point that goes this way. Point your bit to the bottom like Arlo's doing. Don't know which one. I want to do it that way.
This way.
Yeah,
This
some of them are
I'll put
small.
this here.
But
We may need to.
we've lost an egg. Arlo broke one. He's too bloody crazy, isn't he?
It's crazy.
You crazy boy, you crazy. Oh, he's here. Right. Let's look at that. There's the bottom row in, folks.
There's one more egg.
Put it in.
Here.
High five. High five. High five, Ez. Ivor.
Can we get ice water?
High five, Ivor.
Can we get ice water?
Right, now we've got these in. That's 70 eggs in. I think this holds like 112 or something. It costs a similar amount of pounds to the amount of eggs it holds. The water that keeps the humidity right is added in here. Let's go plug it in and I'll show you it moving. See it moving? At your marks, 3 weeks, we're going to have chicks. Fingers crossed. Thanks for watching. See you in the field.